This is a Harper Guys production.
The Harper contains foul language and adult material. If you are easily offended and thin-skinned, you should hit the stop button now. And if you are not a complete idiot, let's get this party started.
Let's get down to brass tacks, gentlemen. If I was informed correctly, the clock is ticking. Is that right, Jimmy?
But good luck arguing that in court. Let me get down to brass tacks.
Listen, let's get down to brass tacks here. How much for the ape?
Jack, let's just cut the crap and get down to brass tacks here.
Are you hating on Neil Diamond?
Holy fuck, fuck Neil Diamond.
Our dream of deathmatch is going to come to fruition, and my golden ticket is going to pay off. Hoo-ah. Don't you fucking hoo-ah me, motherfucker.
I want the ability to time travel.
This is stupid. Welcome to the Harper, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jake. With me is always my sidekick, Adam, and I'm talking really fast.
That's right.
Haven't had any caffeine in a couple days, actually. I had coffee this morning and a little bit of Mountain Dew this afternoon, so
please don't run away from that intro.
I've been trying to keep it all in for the last 20 minutes while we begin to set up and stuff here, but I am wired for sound tonight. Wired, man. It's weird when you don't have, if you drink caffeine every single day, it becomes like part of the routine. If you go a couple days without it, and then you throw that shit right back into the equation, woo!
Big time, huh?
Gotta crank it up a notch. So,
all right, well, let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
Essays.
Public service announcement.
Visit the Harper Guys, or visit us at theharperguys.com. Follow and share.
Yeah.
Also, visit us at iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, subscribe, comment, and if you comment, you will become part of the
Harpers.
the show.
He's going to ask me this every time, and I'm never going to get it right. I think I'm like 0 for 12 on this.
You're doing it on purpose now.
No, I'm really not. I even sat there and thought about it for a second, but I can't wait too long to give an answer, or then you're going to just be sitting there with dead air. So what do you want to do in that situation?
You can become a Harper, and that would be great too. So if you do have something you would like us to harp about, if something is just pissing you off, and something you just want to get off your chest, we would more than likely probably like to get it off our chest as well.
More than likely.
So email us at theharperguys@gmail.com.
Perfect.
That's it.
Nope.
You guys have a great night.
So close. Anybody that is drinking coffee, and maybe would like to drink some coffee in the future, if you go over and hop on, give us a follow on Twitter for our sister show, The Gallows. So that's The Gallows Pod, right? Is our Twitter handle? Or The Gallows Podcast is our Twitter.
Twitter handle for The Gallows Podcast is Gallows Podcast.
Okay. So that's our true crime podcast. This week, we are giving away a mug. It's the one on the end of the table over here that has the Gallows logo on it.
Bing.
Go on there, give us a follow, hop on iTunes, give us a review. We'll get you matched up, get you qualified. We pull your name out, we're shipping you a coffee mug. It's that easy.
We're not shipping our pants. We're shipping you a mug.
Nope, not. We're going to leave that alone. So that's all I got for PSA.
Okay. Well, I guess I got, might as well throw out a little bit of WBC here.
There you go.
I just picked up is it 16 ounces is a pint, right?
I believe.
So I just picked up a pint. I went in and asked for a porter, and they gave me a list of a few porters. And this one is called the Under the Mistletoe Chocolate Mint Stout. And it is pretty fucking tasty.
It sounds amazing. I'm not going to lie. Wish I was drinking copious amounts of alcohol right now. I will tell you this as we get started, though.
Does it sound good? It tastes good.
Have you ever ended up in a situation in your life where you didn't plan on it, but you ended up like basically having to freeball it? Because like whatever situation was, you just you
just got back from the road.
I'm
assuming
you
this
had to
must
go
have
commando.
happened to you.
No, it actually didn't on this trip. What I'm trying to say though is like that's how I feel right now. This is the first show in a year and a half that we've been doing this now that I have no notes on anything. I have
That's
no
not
idea.
true.
I have no idea what we're doing. I have never gone without notes.
Never?
Never.
This is easy because this is kind of a current event Harper.
Okay.
I got some things that I'm a little bit upset about. Some things I just want to talk about.
Okay.
Not everything on the Harper has to be bullshit and pissed off. We'd rather not have any bullshit, but it's inevitable. It's out there.
Cool.
So, anyways, to finish that's the Wadsworth Brewing Company.
Yeah,
so
bro.
Maybe if you'd like to partner up, WBC, give us a jingle.
Yeah.
TheHarperGuys.com, TheHarperGuys@gmail.com.
And a couple pints. I believe a pint is that part of the metric system?
A couple pints per show would be great.
But isn't a pint actually part of the metric system?
I believe.
I think it is. I don't think it's standard. Or is it standard?
I don't know.
Maybe it is standard, and liters is the metric.
I don't know, but
I think so.
It's pretty fucking tasty. All right. Also, lastly, thank you to Ethan Maxwell for the Demilitarized Zone in its entirety. If you've been listening lately, we're going to play the rest of it at the end of the show.
Bam.
At the end of the shizzo.
Okay.
Also, one last little side note. A little less than 2 weeks from 2 days ago, so a little less than 2 weeks from now, we will be doing an interview on the Rob and Slim Show. Another very popular podcast out there. They're pretty cool. They're a little edgy. They're funny guys too. So, anyways, we're gonna.
They're fucking dicks like we are. Is what he's trying to say.
No, they're really funny. They have a lot.
I'm just kidding, guys.
They have a lot of guests on, so hopefully we don't fuck up the interview. I think it'll go great.
Right.
So we'll have some fun with that. That's all.
Okay.
That's everything that's going on.
Perfect.
I think, except for we haven't given away the mug yet.
No, that's it.
All right. So I really don't even like the fact that I have this on the show, but I want to talk about Kobe for a second.
Okay.
This is one of those current events that kind of pisses me off because as soon as he died, I see every podcast just works out of the woodwork and they're doing Kobe stuff.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing Kobe stuff.
Sure.
That kind of bothers me just in general that, oh, here's the fucking flaming, literally the flaming plane at the end of the runway.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to fucking talk about it.
Exactly.
Pardon the pun. I guess if you idolized him, I get it. About grieving for him. I mean, there's a lot of people. All of LA is pretty much shut down because they're like, holy fuck, one of our sons have died, which is true. He did a lot for LA. Still was doing a lot for LA.
Sure.
I get the fans. I get the Laker fans, of course. I mean, I don't know if Frankie Lindor. Well, I guess you can't really compare.
LeBron's what you have to go to. As a Northeast Ohio person, if we got word that at the age of 41, less than 5 years after he stopped playing, that LeBron was tragically killed, that would be the reaction here.
Different, though, with LeBron. Different I might not care as much with LeBron, only because he's kind of fucked the city enough.
He got you the only championship this city's probably ever going to see while we're alive.
Maybe and probably.
Okay, well, he's got the one in the bank. How's that? He's got the only one you've seen since you've been alive.
I'm not saying I wouldn't be like, damn, and like have a moment of silence with myself and be like, good luck, man, or I hope you're not stuck in Hades somewhere. But basically, my harp is, I get a little bit upset when it's just like everybody jumps on the bandwagon. I think my shit just fucking ice cubed.
It sure did.
Let's turn that off.
So for those of you who don't know, the sound that his phone makes when you text him is a couple ice cubes clanging into a glass. It's kind of cool.
So that's off.
So just heard that in my ears.
I think it's time for a drink. I guess I just get a little bit pissed when everybody jumps on the bandwagon. Oh, my God, it's Kobe. Now, obviously, he's a family man at this point in his life. His daughter freaking died. That's probably that and those other people that were with him is probably the most tragic part. The part that kind of gets me is that people were so worried about Kobe and then his daughter, and then they just kind of forget that 9 people were on that fucking flight. And
I think it's expanded. I mean, I think the initial shock.
Slowly.
Shock. I mean, I don't think it would have mattered if there was anybody famous on that. When 9 people die in anything, it becomes national news. So that was going to make national news regardless.
I don't know. Because somebody else piped up and said there was a military plane that went down and 21 people were killed on it and no one gives a fuck.
I don't agree with that. I do. Like,
I mean,
when
I
read
would
that,
too,
like,
but they don't put it out there for you to care.
That's you choosing where you're going to get your content from.
Well, I'm just saying.
When it happened,
it wasn't blasted all over every news channel.
I got home like 10 hours after it happened. So that night when I got home, I threw on the reliable source and watched ESPN for an hour. Like, okay, got my coverage. Good. No.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, and then that one first fucking news story. Well, he was convicted of rape or bought his way out of the rape case.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and all of us, and at first,
have you
you're
seen
like,
that expand?
At first, you're like, you fucking cunt. Why are you even saying anything?
But there was a couple of them, right?
Well, at first it
who
was a lady. I don't even know who she was.
Was it? I don't want to say the name because I don't want to be wrong as to who it was that said it.
I think it was CNN or something.
No. It was a famous actress.
No,
It was either an actress or a singer.
This was I saw it on a news story.
And then it got followed up, and I can say this because I know it for sure. The lady that's going to inherit a large chunk of Disney. Her last name is actually Disney. She's like the heir to the throne. She threw out a big thing about it.
Well, at first when I heard it, I was like, God, why do you know what, the dude's gone. Don't. But then I'm like, you know what? You probably should say something more about that because, yes, he had after that happened, and then since then he's been pretty much on the straight and narrow. But that's a fucking. Listen, I'm going to tell you, and this is
nobody. You weren't there. I wasn't there. Nobody else was there. So all I'm gonna say is, unless you're those two people, you don't know what actually happened that night. All right. So where I would settle out of court if I was a public figure like that, whether I did or didn't do it, just to get it to go away faster. I would in that moment when you're in that type of position.
Unfortunately, though, when you pay it,
and that's fine.
It's guilty.
I'm also going to say this is I know that we've gotten to a point in America where if you fuck something up, there's no road to redemption anymore. Once you've done fucked it up, that's it. And you're done and you're fucked and that's it.
Right.
That's what you're going to be labeled as the rest of your life is who you are for that. You at your worst fucking moment as a stupid 25-year-old fucking kid or whatever he was at the time when it happened, I don't think that that's fair to classify that as somebody for their whole fucking life. There's been a lot of people that have done terrible fucking things in this world.
I'm not saying
and
that.
come back and totally fucking redeem themselves.
Didn't say that this is what he should be labeled as. I'm just saying it should be mentioned.
But why? But why are we mentioning it? But why is that what we want to focus on? I mean, when you go to a funeral for a regular person, for anybody that you've ever met, have you ever seen anybody get up there at a regular funeral and be like, well, Jim fucked around on his girlfriend in high school. I'm pretty sure that he stole a 12-pack from Billy one time back when he was in his mid-20s. Well, I know that there was a tire that he didn't pay for entirely.
Okay, are they getting on the Grammys and boasting this guy up? Are they going everywhere and,
I'm asking,
and holding
though.
up his jerseys? Are they all over the world doing this for this guy you're talking about?
But that's what they're doing for him,
not.
for what he did on the basketball court.
Mm-hmm. Well, but I'm just saying it needs mentioning only because, like you said 2 weeks ago, you said 2 weeks ago that you would turn in a family member if they had raped somebody.
Yeah.
So rape's a pretty fucking serious thing.
I agree 1,000%. It's one of the most serious things.
That's what I'm talking about. If he did it, and the fact that he paid her off, looks like he did it.
Yeah, guess what? She took the fucking payment though too.
Well,
and the DA knew that he didn't have shit, so he basically fucking threw the case out.
I'm just saying.
When it came time to put up or shut up, she refused to testify. I mean, I'm just saying it because I've seen it blasted the last couple of days. She refused to testify in the case. Then she took him to civil court, and he settled out of court.
I'm just saying.
Until
he was, given release of all charges, you're not.
If she wasn't a prostitute when he met her, she was a prostitute at the end of that fucking process.
Oh, she got paid. That's for sure.
She got paid for getting some asset. What do you call that? Where I'm from, that's fucking prostitute, folks.
Not if she was raped, though.
But
that's a fine line to walk.
Then stand your fucking ground, put his ass in fucking jail, and own that conviction. Don't fucking take the money and run. Guess what? You fuck me in the ass? You rape me? I'm not taking any amount of money for that to be okay. You're going to fucking jail.
Yeah, there's some truth to that.
So, sorry, I don't feel bad for her at all in this situation because she fucking took the easy way out. And if that makes me an asshole because she's a victim in all this, she ain't a victim. She's fucking loaded. She ain't fucking working. She put herself in that fucking situation with him to where she fucking cried rape, and then all of a sudden she stopped talking. Makes no fucking sense to me. And then that's what we attacked this guy for. It ain't the Roethlisberger case where this girl tried to fucking prosecute him and the fucking shit fell apart. Like, this is legit her shutting her fucking mouth. Well, so you can't use that as your barometer against Kobe. I don't give a fuck if you're getting inherited part of Disney, if you're a singer, fucking songwriter, actress, or whoever the fuck you are. Shut the fuck up.
No.
It wasn't your fucking case.
I think you have to say it, though.
Well,
It's part of his legacy, unfortunately, and it is what it is. It is.
Agree to disagree on this one. Just
And then that makes me bring up like a Roethlisberger.
But you can't be defined by the worst moment of your life. I mean, unless the worst moment of your life literally leads to a bunch of other people being dead, like, you just can't. There's got to be a road to redemption back. Everything that he's done for things like women's sports, I mean, you want to talk about somebody that's put that at the forefront.
Oh.
He's got all daughters, pushes the envelope on all of this stuff.
Hey, I didn't say the guy was a douchebag. I
Contributes
just said
to fucking
that
everything.
it should have been mentioned, and it was, and here we are. But at first I was like, don't do that. But then I was like, nah, you need to do it.
Well,
a little bit.
Either way, I guess it's something for people like us to debate as friends once in a while. You know, if you don't like my opinion about the girl, sorry, not sorry. Fuck it.
All right, next. Keeping on the sports topic, we got actually a little bit of sports tonight.
All right. As long as it's opinion stuff, that's all right though.
Yeah. Oh well, first I do want to thank you. Jake bought me something, and I don't have it with me. But most of you in the world that are watching this show, I guarantee have seen Pulp Fiction, and the scene when they were in the diner, and the two young people had stolen all the wallets from Jules Winfield and who was the other one?
Vincent
Vega. And then Jules and Vincent finally turned the tables on these two with the guns, and all Jules wants is his damn wallet back. And he asked the guy to get his wallet out of the bag, and the kid says, "How do I know which one's yours?" He says, "The one that says bad motherfucker on it." So this has been an ongoing joke for over a year now. We brought it back up. Obviously, the movie's been out forever. But so Jake got me the wallet. So I'm showing people around work, and we're laughing. We're having a good time. And I take it home, and I showed my wife. I don't know if I come home for lunch and showed her or something, or maybe the kids got home late. Whatever the case was, she's like, "Well, you have to show them. Because if they find it on your nightstand, they're going to be like, 'What the hell's this, Dad?'"
Either that, they're going to be like, "What the hell's this, Mom?"
Yeah. And
That's not Dad's.
So I said, "Hey, come here and check out this wallet." So I told them the scene of the movie, and they were like, they didn't want to hear it. They're bored. They're like, "Okay, whatever. We don't care."
Right.
And then I said, "Look at this." And they were like, and my daughter just shakes her head. She's 14. My son, who is 11, and thinks that cussing is like the biggest sin. He's like, "Dad, you got to take that back. You cannot keep that." And it was so funny. And I'm like, "Well, guess what? I am, and I'm going to start using it." "You can't use it. What if you're at the grocery store?" "No, you can't let people see that."
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, but I'm going to use it. I use it occasionally, like those moments where
It's going to be a time and place type
No,
thing.
it's one of those moments where I don't want to carry all the bullshit in my wallet.
Yeah.
And I just need my debit card and my ID.
Yeah.
Guess what's going in my pocket?
If you can have a simple night, then you can use the simple wallet.
Bad motherfucker night.
Yeah. What makes it a little bit funny, too, is the fact that when it comes to this, he doesn't just use this line when we're talking about wallets. You know, I'll be like, "Hey, have you seen my computer bag?" He's like, "Is it the one that says bad motherfucker on it?" Like, to where it's that kind of thing, to where it gets used more than just that reference.
Yeah,
so that's why it fit.
I rip it apart. I shred it again. I push it back together. Yeah.
And God bless you, China, for making everything under $7 in this whole world.
But fuck you, China, for the 24-day delivery.
Dude, right? It had actually been so long. It was one of those, I'm sure none of you listening have ever done this. It was one of those Friday nights, sitting there a couple weeks before Christmas, ordering a bunch of shit, you know, and just coming across things and thinking about people and things. And I found it and ordered it. And Christmas came and Christmas went, and it just fucking showed up like a week ago. And I was like, holy shit. Me and the wife started laughing about it. I showed it to her, and she was like, "I didn't even know you got Adam something." I was like, "Apparently I didn't either." Good times.
Good times.
So,
all right. So on to other current events, local current events. The Browns. They did fire a head coach, but they've also hired a head coach. What do you think about this guy's pedigree? You think he's going to be a fucking doucher?
I like him.
Yeah?
I do. He would have been probably my second choice for the job, but he's definitely a guy that I like a lot. I know that people love to criticize this guy because of what happened when the Vikings played against the 49ers in the playoff game this year. They got smoked. He's the offensive coordinator, and they got
the
smoked.
Niners are smoking everybody.
That's what I'm saying. That Niners defense is built in the image of the Eli Manning teams that beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, where you have 4 guys up front that can change a game without having help from their linebackers behind them. When you have that, you don't see it come together very often. But when you truly have 4 difference makers up front that are unblockable, you're dealing with a completely different animal. People forget that Dalvin Cook was the number 2 running back to Christian McCaffrey this year. They had 2 really good wide receivers, at a quarterback that threw for 4,500 yards. If Baker Mayfield throws for 4,500 yards and 32 touchdowns or whatever Kirk Cousins threw for this year, people are going to be fucking ecstatic.
Yeah, it'll be a good year.
So I think that this guy, it's the right guy at the right time. He's been a coordinator for a while. It's not one of these guys that graduated up, had one good season. He's been high profile on a good team. I mean, people don't realize Minnesota's made the playoffs, 6 out of 8 seasons now? I mean, because the Packers...
Has he been there the whole time?
He's been there for just about the whole time, yeah. I mean, he's definitely the right guy. I don't know if you've seen him talk yet.
Yes, I have. And the one thing I loved, maybe almost go in the bathroom and polish one off, he's like, we're getting a fullback in here and we're running the fucking ball. I was like, oh my God. Old school brownies.
So you got a Nick Chubb is what you got.
I got a huge Nick Chubb. Right up the middle.
Yeah. I think he's great. And I think that I really hope that this is the time that the Haslams stop monkeying around with the team and changing things just for the sake of changing things. And they got, again, I don't know if you saw the guy that they hired as their new...
I've seen the names.
General manager.
Don't know who they are.
This guy had about 6 job offers last year, and they weren't really what he was looking for. Kind of things fell through. Super talented guy. I think he's going to be. They got a bunch of people for the right jobs with the right people at the right time. I'm excited as hell. I feel like this staff versus where we were a year ago with kind of a GM that was a big name but really wasn't doing a lot for us. I mean, he drafted Nick Chubb. That's probably the smartest move he made for this team. The biggest profile move that he made was trading for Odell. Don't get me wrong. I think Odell could be great, but you can't get Dennis Rodman unless you got Phil Jackson. You know what I mean? To where if you're going to have the big over-the-top personality, you got to have the head coach that can wrangle that guy in and make him part of the team and not part of the problem.
That's why the former Green Bay guy I thought might have been good.
No, they can have him in Dallas.
You think so?
Dallas can just be irrelevant for another 10 years now. Yeah.
You think?
That guy's a fucking turd, man. If you can't win hey, fuck Aaron Rodgers. But I'm going to tell you what. If you can't fucking win with Aaron Rodgers, you can't fucking win. And when it got to the point where he couldn't win anymore, sorry, bro. It's time to fucking move on.
But don't you think at some point you might have to be like, okay, I did win with Aaron Rodgers, then I fucking fell off. Maybe there was shit going on in his life we don't even know about.
Maybe.
Maybe he took a couple years off and now he's like, you know what, I got my shit together.
Maybe. I'm just saying.
So let me ask you this. So let's just put this out there on the live audience, the Hateful Eight, the Harpers in the world want to know.
Ciao.
So let's go ahead and give our timeline. How short of a noose is this guy going to have?
Minimum 2 seasons.
So
he's getting 2 unless they go 2-4. If they go 2-14 next year or worse, he's out.
So
if they win a minimum of 4 games next year, I think he's safe.
I think he's got to win 6 or more.
Freddie
won 6, right?
Yeah, but I feel like this. I mean, we're wrong every time that we talk about this, though, because it feels like we're not going to have to change it over again in a year.
You hope not.
But I'm hoping it's minimum 2. If he makes, God forbid, he makes a playoff game, I mean, that should be a guaranteed 5 years.
You would think. Okay, that's the second question. Let's be realistic here. Let's just not go off hype, because we've seen what that does. So this guy's got a minimum of 2. I would hope he's got a minimum of 2. I would hope he's got a minimum of 4. He's a young dude. He's got a pretty good pedigree. Let's just see what happens. I've been preaching for years, even when Hugh Jackson was our coach, just keep somebody for 10 years and see what happens. That probably wouldn't have been a good idea. But
I was going to say, you got the wrong guy for that. But if you feel like you got the right guy.
I'm just saying.
If you feel like you got the right guy, yeah, you hold on.
I think you need to. You start to, I mean, as much as I fucking hate Pittsburgh, they do it right when it comes to the fucking front office.
3 head coaches since 1969.
That's amazing. I mean,
clearly that's the lowest.
Right.
But there are a handful of teams, though, that just don't like turning coaches over. And that's most definitely one of them.
I just want the Browns to become something similar. They don't have to be identical, but keep a guy for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. You know what's funny? When you keep a coach for about 10 years, at least in Pittsburgh, they win a Super Bowl,
Yeah.
10 years and at least 1 or 2 Super Bowls, we would take that here in Cleveland.
Take an appearance.
Yeah, so...
One.
Well, okay, here comes the Super Bowl talk again. They've won multiple championships.
Dude, I'm just saying.
I'll say it
You can
again.
say that they are. They're championships. I'm not taking those away. What I'm telling you is that it's not a 32-team league, mega powerhouse sponsored by Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors Light, every light on the planet. This is a different monster than what Jim Brown did 58 years ago or
Doesn't
whatever
matter.
it's been
It
now.
was still a fucking championship.
And I don't take that away. I'm not
God, I hate that.
I'm not taking that championship away. All I'm saying is the championships now are harder to win than those ones were. Even if you go just off the number of teams. There's more than twice as many teams
Tell
now.
Detroit that. They were back in those days. They couldn't win a fucking championship.
Dude. Detroit.
I'm just saying, it ain't that easy to win a championship anywhere. Or Detroit would have handfuls of them.
Do you know where Shelby, Ohio is?
I think so.
It's right over by Ashland. MTD actually has a pretty large facility over there. So most people don't know this. Shelby, Ohio. They had a team called the Shelby Rockets back in the early turn of the century, 1905-ish.
1905.
Yeah, they had the first.
Do I need our history lesson music?
Yeah, first African American professional athlete in North America. Played football for him. He was a running back. The team, which you can never get away with this now, the team would actually use shoe polish, and they would make their hands and their face brown before the games so that nobody could tell who he was. As soon as he touched the ball, though, they were like, there he is. Like, and then
That's what the numbers are for.
right back then. But I told you that story to tell you this one. So anyway, this team was one of the original, like in the Ohio Valley Conference. That was the very first professional football conference. They basically, once they started getting crowds that were growing a little bit bigger, they decided they was going to go to major cities. They were sold and became the Detroit Lions. So little tiny town, less than an hour from here.
And they still haven't won a championship.
The Roots. Well, they did back then. They won
Okay.
championships back then. Like Detroit
Okay.
was a motherfucker back then.
All right.
Back in the 30s, 40s, Detroit was a bunch of killers, man.
The 30s and 40s. I guess I shouldn't laugh. It was the 50s for the Browns.
They've been close though, man. I mean, they've been just like Cleveland. They've been to the NFC Championship at least once? Was it once or was it twice? At least once with Barry, and they got beat.
Yeah.
So I mean,
that might be
that's as far as you've gotten.
The one saddest story in pro football. Barry Sanders, they would not build around him.
They tried.
Wow.
I mean, they tried.
I don't think they tried hard enough.
I'm a Bear fan, dude. I've been watching a lot more Detroit football than I wanted to for a long time.
I know,
They
but-
tried to with that team back then. This was not the free agency
Who
era,
was
though.
the
like it
biggest
was
name
now.
quarterback they had?
Scott Mitchell. They drafted, but during his career, I think they drafted like 6 or 7 quarterbacks in the first round. Like, dude, that was their thing. They were dying. They brought in free agents when free agency became a thing. Anything they could do. They had Herman Moore. They paid Herman Moore was the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL for a while.
My cousin, his favorite player was Barry fucking Sanders. And I'd be like, yeah, he's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, Josh loved him and Bo, and I was like, Walter, all the time.
Kevin.
So you think the Browns are going to the playoffs this year?
Kevin and Ernest. Okay, so that's the next question.
Are the Browns going to the playoffs this year?
I'm not going to say yes.
Come
because
on.
They have a brand new coach.
So what? Sean McVay went to the Super Bowl in his first year or second year?
Okay, well, I don't know if this guy's Sean McVay.
Well,
Well,
fucking Baker Mayfield's better than Jared Goff.
I hope that he's not a Sean McVay. As much as I would love to see him go to a Super Bowl, was it his first year? He went
I
to the
think
Super Bowl?
first or second.
Okay. He fucking can't find his head or his ass from a hole in the ground right now. So
It was awesome. They fell the fuck apart last year. But again, in that division, dude, that division is fucking buzzsaws.
yeah.
I mean, you got
So here's the second. We're finally getting around to our second prediction. So we're saying, is it Stefanski? Is that his
Stefanski.
name? He's got 2 years unless he does something remarkable. 2 or 3. I hope he's got at least 3.
Okay.
So let's just say he's got 2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 years.
All right, we're agreeing on that.
'Kay.
Unless he fucking sucks a huge egg.
Yeah.
When do they get it together?
This year.
You think 2020 they're going to be playing in the playoffs?
Yeah. And that's one of those, oh man, everybody that ever liked the Browns says that it's always next year. I'm going to tell you what, last year, I feel like the hype train was rolling so hard and so heavy that everybody was jumping on it and hanging on for dear life. And sometimes when that happens, that's what you get. You get lawn chair. And people going into next year, they're going to talk about them because we got Odell and we got some stuff like that going on. this team is going to get everybody back. The Myles Garrett situation is going to pass. At some point, he's coming back. You can't lose your best player and win.
He's meeting with the commissioner. Do you see?
I saw that he was.
Now, the fucked up thing is
they haven't announced shit.
Roger Goodell says this. Garrett, we're going to meet in the next 2 months.
Yeah. And whatever, man. At least he's meeting. You know?
At least he brought it up.
Right. So it's cool.
So that means he's coming back.
He's coming back, but I don't give a shit who you are. You can't lose your best player and expect for things to not change. It could have been a huge game changer to have him down the stretch. Him being on the field is a different game. I think actually supporting your offensive players that are so good with a real coaching staff of actually offensive-minded people that really know what they're doing, have been entrenched in these positions before. I think that the pieces are there. I think Pittsburgh is in a severe rebuilding process right now. Clearly, Cincinnati's taken Joe Burrow number one. That team is rebuilding from the floor up. I mean, if they can keep A.J. Green, which good luck doing that, but if they don't keep A.J. Green, they literally got Joe Burrow and a bunch of 12th graders, man. I mean, they got nothing down there to where I think that the door is wide open for them. You look at the number of teams that are turning over. We don't know what's going to go on with Tom Brady up in New England, right? I mean, there's so many situations in the AFC where I just don't feel like the AFC is loaded with the power right now.
Pittsburgh.
Most of these divisions have one good team.
Pittsburgh, until they lose Roethlisberger, they still have a fucking chance. I hate that guy with a passion, but he is a game changer, unfortunately.
Well, sure. I think that if anybody didn't know that before this year, they know it now after watching that team without him.
Well, they've always known that. So that's
how's he come back though? Dude, you it's like watching a pitcher, man. You start fucking with elbows and shoulders and shit on quarterbacks.
Yeah.
It's a different thing.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm not gonna say they're gonna make the playoffs in 2020.
That's fine. Be cynical.
I'm gonna be a fanatic and hope. I'm gonna take it. But I'm gonna say it's gonna take this guy implementing his program with this team. I hope it doesn't take any more than 2021 that they're in the playoffs.
Okay.
So I'm going to give him 2 years to make the playoffs. If that happens, I think the town will be ecstatic. As long as he wins 8 games.
I'm not going to even try to read into that right because I'm going to tell you what, if we get a really good team, they pull it together. This team's really good. I'm talking 13-3, smashing people, and then they get to the playoffs, and then they fall on their ass. People are still going to be mad, dude.
Okay.
There is no way other than to win a Super Bowl for the fan base to not end the season mad.
No. If they win 13 games, for once, Stefanski's got a 5-year job. Okay. And if they fall on their face the first year, people are going to say, well, they don't have any experience. So
didn't the Cavs fire Tyronn Lue like the year after he won the championship?
I don't know.
They fired David Blatt while he was in first place.
Well, who's their owner? Crazy.
I'm just saying, man.
Who is it? Who's
Gilbert?
Crazy Gilbert. Fucking writes LeBron letters after he.
I'm just saying. You never know what's gonna fucking happen.
You don't.
So
you don't. And it doesn't sound like the owner of the Browns is all that smart.
All right.
Okay. Finally, and really quick, do you think Kareem Hunt is done? He just got pulled over.
Yeah, dude. That guy's not playing football this year.
You don't think so?
No, dude. No chance.
Why?
No, dude. This is like the 5th fucking thing he's done, dude. He missed 10 games last year. You don't get to miss 10 games, get caught with an open container of vodka and weed and fucking a gun. Dude, all 3 of them, he's fucked.
They didn't say it. I watched this just before we came, and there was no gun mentioned.
Dude, they must have retracted that because that was in the very first thing that they fucking said.
Well, listen to this. They said that the whole thing was, and it was 2 hours ago, it said, was Kareem Hunt getting special treatment? And they had this cop interviewing this head of police. He was interviewed. They said, no, he was not. It said he had a thing of vodka that had been opened, but the cap was on it, and it was in the bag in the back where he couldn't get to it. So that was dismissed. The marijuana, now that they've changed the laws, it was small enough that they have to send it in to see if they can measure the level of THC. And because it was such a small amount, if it doesn't get up above this 3% or whatever it's supposed to be, or I don't know what the number is, then it could just be dismissed as well. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be, but...
Okay. The NFL don't need shit. Give them a reason. Oh, one of our guys that's looking like a comeback type guy, dude, he looks like a machine when he's carrying the football. Guy that's really got a chance to come back next year and super shine in the league. Guy that was your league rusher 3 years ago.
Yeah, but listen to this. No, I'm agree with you 100%.
Roger Goodell ain't putting up with that shit.
He wasn't your lead rusher.
Led the league in rushing 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Oh, not for us.
No, for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The year before they cut him.
So the funny thing was they had the dash
Can you
cam was
imagine
on.
him on that fucking team right now?
The dash cam
Yeah.
gets him, and he goes, "Man, can you just give me a speeding ticket, please? I've lost everything." And the cop says, "Well, I'm going to go search your car. If your car is clean, I'm just going to give you a speeding ticket." And then what else did he say? I can't remember. But and then this other guy gets on and say that we weren't giving him special treatment. We treated this guy like anybody else. So
If he, I'm just asking.
but they didn't mention the gun.
I'm just gonna ask from the other side. If he had that little amount of weed on him, why didn't he just?
Oh,
eat it?
that's what the thing was.
Why
he
didn't
goes,
he just eat it?
He said, he goes, "Man," or he says, "I haven't failed a drug test once in the NFL." And the cop says, "Well, if I took you down to the complex now, you think you would pass?" He goes, "No, man, but it's the off season. I'm just having a good time." I don't like the guy. He's just straight up. I mean, he's not lying. But
It's fucking dumb.
okay. Let's roll into stupid. Let's go to Stupidsville.
Done. Next.
Odell Beckham Jr. I have a problem with this motherfucker.
What do you do now?
He's just the stupidest Brown we have.
Why?
Well, I don't know. Garrett was pretty dumb.
I don't know. Tell me more.
Why was he in the LSU's locker room?
Dude, that's hilarious. No, whatever, man. That's your alma mater. Fuck that. Who cares?
Why is he stealing these kids' thunder?
What do you mean stealing it? Dude, the media was he was partying, he's celebrating these kids with these kids.
Every TV camera, he's right in front of it. You know what? If you want to go enjoy this with those kids, be on the side of the locker room, high-fiving them, act like a fucking alumni, not like one of the 20-year-olds.
But that's what he is. That guy ain't never grown up. He's never had to.
Now, we already talked about this. He's handing out money.
Yeah.
Stupid. I mean, hashtag dumbass. He's got an arrest warrant for slapping a cop,
On ass.
and he hit the guy. It wasn't no love tap. The guy turned around. He was pissed. So,
But he's not pressing charges.
oh, he's not.
He's not pressing charges, no.
He was.
He's not. I'm telling you. I promise.
Why don't we stop the stereotype, Odell? Quit being a fucking dumbass. You were nothing this year. Nothing. You scored. I think he scored
4? Yeah, 4 touchdowns?
3 or 4 touchdowns.
Did he get to 1,000 on the last game of the season, though, I think?
1,000 what?
Yards.
Oh, I don't think he was even close.
I think he did. I think he did on the last game. I think that he...
I'd love to check those numbers because I don't think he was close.
Go ahead and keep talking, and I can do what we look at. I'm 90.
If you were supposed to be an elite wide receiver, act like one.
I get it.
You want to act like Antonio Brown, leave the fucking league. Fucking stupid. I just don't. Just put up or shut up, man. That's where I'm at.
1,035.
Well,
Hey, he got there.
for as many drops as he had this year,
Hey, you got a pair of 1,000-yard receivers together,
and he's going to complain his groin.
and you didn't have your. He had successful surgery. Now, should he be out there jumping around as our $15 million wide receiver post surgery?
No.
That I might have a problem with. But tell me now, if you want to talk about that though, talk about Joe Burrow taking those hundreds from him, and Joe Burrow said, "I ain't a college athlete no more."
No, that's fine.
Dude, I'm gonna like that guy, and I hate that he's gonna be in Cincinnati because his whole
I think it's perfect.
His whole attitude is "fuck you."
He fucked them all up, and he came out on top.
He said, "Oh, Ohio State, you don't want me to start? Bye."
Apparently, yeah, so what's he going to do being number one? He's
What
not
do you
going to
mean?
have any chips on his shoulders. He's like, I'm the man. He's going to go down there and stink it up.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be the complete opposite. I think that he's going to be like, "Oh, this is literally the Southern version of the Browns for the last 10 years." Yeah, I'll go ahead and take that challenge.
Yeah, probably. He'd probably do great down there.
I think he's going to be. I think that you're going to hate him. I think you're going to end up hating him because you're going to deal with him for 10 years.
I don't
at
think
least.
so. I'm not worried about Joe Burrows. I mean, the guy could be the next Joe Montana. Who cares? It's in Ohio.
If anybody out of your division comes out and wins 4 Super Bowls, you're going to care. If the Detroit Lions came out and won 4 Super Bowls in my team's division, I'd be pissed.
Hey, it's an Ohio team. If I have to root for somebody else, it's another Ohio team.
Nope.
I have no hatred for the Cincinnati Bengals. I have hatred for the Ravens.
Just wait.
And the Steelers.
You asked the Steelers about that. You just wait. There's some serious hate between Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. So
Yeah, and it's not getting any better with the Browns.
if the Browns weren't terrible for the last decade,
Hey,
or
if
the
this-
couple years before that,
If this means that the Browns beat the Steelers twice and the Bengals beat the Steelers twice every year for the next 10 years, high five. Boom. I'm in.
okay, I'm just saying.
Let's go.
It's going to be interesting.
You know what? Next year, well,
Always next year.
depending on Joe Burrows, maybe the Steelers don't win a division game.
They might not.
That would be bad for them.
That'd be interesting.
Because Baltimore's not going away.
Depends on what Baltimore team shows up. I'd say that team that showed up in their playoff game was the same team that showed up against the Browns earlier in the season and got fucking mollywopped.
Bushwhacked. All right, moving on. Man, isn't technology great?
I don't know. Sometimes it's the shit. Sometimes it ain't.
It's pretty fucking good. I mean, you can do so much from your mobile device right now.
Yeah.
Don't you agree? I mean, all the things you can do from your mobile device. I mean, let's just start with the basics. You can make a phone call. You can listen to music. You can run 500,000 apps for whatever.
Okay.
On your mobile device, with technology, you can order groceries.
True.
You can order clothes.
Yeah.
You can even buy tech with your tech. You know? Get onto eBay.
Sure.
Rock it out.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do everything from the palm of your hand.
I get it.
You don't have to get out of the car and go stand in front of a fucking Redbox machine for a half an hour and order your movies. You can do it from your fucking... Did you know that, Jake?
That you can order Redbox from your phone?
Yes.
I would never do that, but...
But if you used Redbox, right, religiously, like every Friday, wouldn't you just...
Yeah, it makes sense. You can order your shit ahead of time. That way you know that it's there.
Let me tell you what the Risingers do. On Friday night, I get home and I say, hey, kids, come here. I pull up the Redbox app. What do you guys want to watch?
Yeah.
That? Okay, that. Boom. I'll go get it. I pull up. I get out. There's usually a little sun visor.
Yeah.
There's two options. Return.
Or rent.
No, it's not rent. Well, okay, maybe there's three. Return, rent, and...
Reservation.
Reservation, something like reserved. So you hit reserved,
Yeah.
and then you swipe your card, your movies come out, and you're on your way. You're literally there for 2.5 minutes. I've bitched about this before on the Harper, and you definitely didn't have my back. Matter of fact, I think your quote was, good, I'm going to time it on Friday night so I can be down there scrolling through the fucking Redbox so I can make you wait for 20 minutes.
What are you going to do about it?
I'm going to harp about it.
Okay.
Do it from your fucking mobile device. Do it from your fucking mobile device. You don't... Okay, if you could go to Cedar Point...
Yeah.
And they said, Jake, today's a special.
Yeah.
You're the 100th customer through these gates. We're giving you the Fast Pass.
Okay.
Would you get up to that line? Let's say it's not that busy day. It's only 40-minute wait for that line. Fast Pass lane is 5 minutes. Would you be like... You know what? I'm going to wait in the 40-minute line just because I fucking feel like it.
But you're comparing a Fast Pass with reserving something online.
No, this is perfect analogy. So why would you wait 40 minutes in line when you can Fast Pass it?
I guess what I'm trying to say is they don't have a Fast Pass option. If you want to create a second terminal that can only be used by people that reserve their shit...
No,
It's just not a good analogy.
It is a great analogy, especially now when
No, because one has two lines. One has one. One has two lines. There's two different lines.
You can literally do this so fast from your phone that you don't have to, when you hit purchase, you don't have to put your email in and do all this other bullshit. It takes so much longer. Plus, now in Ohio,
Do you ever think you overplan your life a little bit, bro?
It's a little bit, it's like 30 degrees.
You ever feel like you overplan your life a little bit? You know how many people walk out of a gas station and like, what do you want to do when we get home? We got anything on the DVR? No. Well, let's hit up the Redbox then. We're right here. Fuck it. Let's check it out.
No, you're
that
wrong.
Happens all the time.
You're wrong, because when you pull in, instead of making the motherfuckers, 2 or 3 people that are waiting on your ass, sit in your car and order your fucking Redbox in front of the fucking Redbox machine. It's so goddamn easy. Don't hold my life up because you're indecisive. That's just stupid.
Get a jailbroke Fire Stick. I don't know.
Man.
I think you can rent.
It's so
I think
easy.
you can rent movies on your PS3
Help
or your
me
Xbox
help
One.
you.
I mean, I don't know.
No. You know what? Life is meant to go quickly. Everybody can be streamlined. Why are you the only one standing at the fucking Redbox in 28-degree weather? Snow's falling on your head. Just do it from your fucking car. Get out, get your shit and go. They're morons.
These are the type of things like when I'm old, especially if I'm old and retired, and I'm bored and I got nothing to do, I'm just going to be like, there's got to be an Adam out there someplace. I'm just going to go down to Redbox. I'm just going to lean on it.
Good. Thank God there's 2 in my neighborhood. So when I see your ass, I drive to the other one. It's just so stupid. It's just so stupid.
Can I ask you this? I mean, do you think people even fucking know that? Because Redbox, the allure of Redbox was the $1 movie, and they got fucking little kiosks set up all over the place.
Guess what? They know when I'm down there because I crack my window. Did you know you can do that from your phone?
Is there anything on the kiosk that says this is how you order from your phone? Do most people know that you can order it from your phone?
Oh, yeah. It says Redbox app all over it.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean that people read, though.
Yeah. These are still people that are basically renting from a video
Basically
rental store.
retarded.
No, you're still renting from a
I'm
video
going
rental
down to
store.
the Blockbuster. No, you're not. You're going down and stand in front of a machine out in the cold. Rent it from your fucking car, at worst.
Well, fucking sit there till they're done. You got enough other apps on your phone. I'm sure you can entertain yourself for 3 minutes while they fucking browse.
I shouldn't have to. And here's the bad thing. I'm sitting in my car because it's cold out. If I see another jackass pull up that's going to have to wait on this dumb bitch, I got to get out and stand in line so I can reserve my spot to go next because this fucking dumb shit can't do it from her phone.
I think you better pick a different time to pick up your movies.
No.
Maybe on your lunch break or something on Fridays.
No. People need to fucking figure it out. It's so easy. You do
right.
so much from your devices. Okay, so this is so interesting.
Okay. I like interesting.
The Astros deal.
Yeah.
Hate to beat a dead horse, but something's changed. An Astros fan. He said he wanted to do it.
Yeah?
He said he wanted it to come from an Astros fan. He's a what is he?
I don't know. I don't know where you're going with this.
He does a bunch of shit with
I got fucking
graphic design, and he works with computers.
Yeah.
He spent 50 hours, went back through all the games, spent 50 hours listening for cheating. And he heard lots of cheating. And I watched a video on his link. And this video is it's a White Sox pitcher? Yeah, a White Sox pitcher. And Gaddis is up to bat. Remember, you know who Gaddis is? He's the
catcher.
Big burly catcher?
Yeah.
So this is from 2017. And every time, so there's nobody on base. And every time the catcher, because he's not doing double signs because there's nobody on base,
Yeah.
puts down the 2 for the changeup, you hear boom, boom. It sounds like a trash can.
That's what they said it was.
Yeah. And he lays off. Because this guy's he's a long ball hitter when he gets the fastball.
Yeah.
So, boom, boom, it's in the dirt. He doesn't swing. Next pitch is a fastball. There's no banging because he just wants to be told when there's a changeup.
Okay.
That's all he's worried about.
Okay.
So, second changeup comes, boom, boom. He lays off again. I think they called it for a strike.
Okay.
Next pitch was something different. The third changeup, the pitcher's looking in, gets the sign, pitcher stands up straight, here's boom, boom, the pitcher steps off and fucking calls the catcher out. He fucking caught it. Totally caught it. Then they change up the signs. He's like, and he went back to him. He was like, hey, come here. And then they threw a breaking ball in the dirt. He's fucking swung and missed because they changed it up.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I had seen it. And I was like, you motherfuckers.
So how does that change anything, though? Major League Baseball already came out and said that they're not taking the fucking championships away.
Did they say that?
Yeah, they said they're not taking them away. They're not awarding them to anybody else or nothing.
That's fine.
$5 million fine. You suspended 2 guys for a fucking year.
This guy's a fan. He's 55 years old or something like that. His name is Tony Adams. He watched 8,274 pitchers thrown by Astros hitters during 58 home games. I wonder why only 58. So there would have been more if I guess he just missed a few games.
Yeah.
That's quite a few, though.
You're only watching half innings. I'm sure there's some fast forwarding going on in there.
And he logged his results. He's a website called SignStealingScandal.com. You can go on there and check it out. He said, as an Astros fan, he's a diehard Astros fan, they asked him if he's going to go back to any more games this coming year. And he's like, he goes, maybe if they take the banner down.
That ain't happening.
No, it's not happening. But he says, taking the banner down would make it feel a little bit better. Like, you know what? You have to admit to it. You fucked up. You did some shit that you shouldn't have.
Hey, I'm going to say this. And I know we've talked about this a lot, but it was a little bit different perspective that I got on this whole topic. Talking the other day, talking with a couple of the other guys that we work with, and what I found to be interesting, because we had the Hall of Fame vote last week, and I'm sure you saw Clemens and Bonds both got right to 60% again. Like, basically, they're never going to be able to recoup that 15% that they need to get in. So now we got just 4 guys, just to name. I mean, there's other people that aren't allowed in the Hall of Fame, but if you are going to keep Shoeless Joe Jackson, Pete Rose, Bonds, and Clemens out, inarguably 4 of probably the top 10 or 20 players of all time. We can debate those schematics later. Either way, top of the heap guys, right?
Sure.
You're going to keep all 4 of them out for basically cheating and betting on baseball is what the claim is on everything here. You got to do more than this. It can't, like, to me, as a fan, like, this is turning me off to baseball so much.
Yes.
Like, they were so progressive a month ago when we talked about their new stance on weed and how they're trying to grow the game, make it faster, you know, to make it more
Grow
fan-friendly.
the game.
Right? And now you have this shit, and you have a chance to really make something right, and they're that far into their roots. If they're not going to do it, those 4 guys should be on next year's Hall of Fame ballot instantaneously. They should all 4 go in immediately. Sure. If you're not going to change these. And even if you don't give them to the Dodgers, because we debated this, you don't win it on the field.
Strip it.
Right. No champion.
No champion. I'd be fine with that.
I mean, that's what happened here. They canceled the season because of the strike. There's no fucking champion.
1994.
Right.
No championship.
No championship.
Baker had some baseballs that said World Series champion 1994.
Really?
He's like, yeah, there was no series. I'm like, look at you.
That's pretty fun. Yeah. So that's my opinion on that. I'm glad the Astros fans. I feel like most fans are like that. I mean, wouldn't you feel like that if that was your team?
I don't know. I've seen some people on social media like, still got the ring, baby. I'm like, and then everybody's like, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get the mentality there too.
So listen to this.
Okay.
So these are some brass tack stats here from Mr. Tony Adams. This is just a little bit of. So the cream of the crop. Adams heard banging on 140 pitches thrown to Marwin Gonzalez. He's like their utility guy. Yeah. That season, he's the most of anybody on the team. Then so maybe they were trying to help the shittier guys.
I don't know, but that's just the trash can beating.
Right. There was other things too,
like the buzzer on Altuve.
Well, yeah, because he come in. Did you see that where he's holding his shirt and he's like, "Stop it! Don't hit my shirt." So he was tops with 147 bangs. George Springer. 139. He's no slouch.
I was going to say Springer's a beast.
Carlos Beltran back then, 138. Alex Bregman, the fucking prick of all pricks.
Love that guy, don't
besides the coach, 133.
So they're all right in the same range.
But listen to this. Jose Altuve, only 24 times.
Don't care.
It's still cheating. But that's interesting.
You stick a needle in your butt one time, you're a steroid user for life.
So I'm thinking that there might have been only one type of pitch that Altuve didn't like, and it wasn't used very often. So when he had faced a guy that threw it a lot or threw it enough, maybe this was just from a few games. But
or maybe it was a heads up when something was coming in a particular situation to where they wanted to let him know, to where maybe he was like against it, but he's like, oh, all right, once in a while.
So they weren't using it to tip every pitch. They were just using it to tip the breaking balls.
Well, you don't want to use it to tip every pitch.
No, because then
you get caught faster.
Well, you get caught faster, right? So yeah, that White Sox pitcher's name was Danny Farquhar.
Yeah, they owe him some money. That's how I feel about that too. Inflated numbers that make him less employable. You know, and baseball is such a metric-based game. You know, to where they're going to look at his numbers and be like, eh.
So I was almost like, all right, let's just get over this thing. And then I saw an interview from Dallas Keuchel.
Yeah, he apologized for it.
Yeah, but listen to what his words were, because I wrote them fucking down. He goes, says he's sorry for the sign stealing, which really, he's a fucking pitcher. Shut the fuck up. You had nothing to do with any of this, except being on the team.
He had to hit too.
Well, yeah, that's true.
National League.
No, they're American now, aren't they? Yeah, they're American now.
Oh, they are American now.
But anyways, he apologizes, and he thinks every player should apologize. Every player on the Astros team should apologize. But then he, very next breath, But at the same time, I think it's time to move on. Of course you do, you dumb motherfucker. Corey, you don't want to keep rolling it in the dough? I mean, of course you wanted to move on.
I mean, are we going to keep Brady and Belichick out of Canton?
Oh, that was my next thing.
I mean, I'm just asking.
These guys are like, thank you, Astros. Thank you, and thank you, Kobe.
Right.
For
No, let's not go down that road. No.
They might not be like going out of their way to say thank you to Kobe, but they're like, whew, heat's off. The heat's off.
It's gone.
Yeah.
There ain't no more smoke up there right now.
And I'm pretty sure the NFL was like, can something else happen so we can just kind of shove this under the rug?
Yeah.
Because they love their golden boys.
Yeah. Got caught cheating again.
Again?
Oh, I mean,
Since?
Well, no, but they've had to fire that fucking kid that was fucking stealing signs. Belichick swears he didn't know anything about it, but they had to fucking fire this kid. He's fucking scout. So
I thought they were caught videoing it again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he was. It's ridiculous.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
So,
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
we're just about at the end of the show.
All right.
Do you have an impeachment update?
Yeah, so I don't want to go too far down into the weeds on this. So the big thing right now, and it may have already been resolved today. I've been hard at work all day. I haven't had an opportunity to see anything that's gone on. The big question right now is whether there are or are not going to be witnesses called. Basically, this is are we going to get our popcorn ready or not?
So, from what I understand, the Republicans don't want the witnesses called, right?
It's kind of a mixed bag. They're basically part of what they're saying that the reason that they don't want certain things and certain people called is because there are issues that are critical to things like national security. And if you're a Democrat and rolling your eyes, that's fine. I'm talking about what I'm reading, what I'm seeing. You handle it however you want to. The Democrats don't want Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and people like that to have to get up there. They don't want Schiff to actually have to name who this quote-unquote whistleblower was, to where there's a lot of jockeying kind of back and forth going on.
He's the whistleblower.
I mean, I don't know.
Schiff is the whistleblower.
The whole thing is fucked. I think America's fucking tired of it. I mean, that's my update, is that America's fucking tired of it. I mean, did you watch the fucking Democratic debate last week?
No.
Nobody did. Nobody fucking cares. I mean, we're so over all of this shit at this fucking point. This is the entire fucking reason we elected Donald Trump to start with. Is because we are fucking tired of this shit. Like, fucking stop already. The impeachment, it's not gonna pass. You heard it here first. Go place a prop bet if anybody's fucking taking them. It ain't getting through. What the fuck are we doing with all of our time and American taxpayer dollars? The only thing that they have left to fucking cling to is they're going to say the Senate fucking got it all wrong. I mean, you can read the script now. The Senate fucked it. They're all Republicans. They got it wrong. Just like all the Republicans. Well, they just fucking hate Trump. You know,
You mean the Democrats?
Yeah. It's not going to change the narrative on either side. All that we're doing at this point is trying to fucking set shit up that's going to be a fucking fight over 2020. Now, the best part of the whole thing is that John fucking Bolton. So if you want to look this fucking guy up, for years, the Democrats have bitched about this guy. National Security Advisor, right? Dude, I'm talking everybody. Obama, Hillary, Schumer, Nancy, anybody that you can name in that political party over the last 10 years has motherfucked this guy into the ground. Adam Schiff himself has basically said this guy's the most untrustworthy guy. All he does is try to hold people hostage with information, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Well, now he wrote a book. He wrote a tell-all book.
Of course he did.
Of course he did.
How long does it take to write a book?
Right? Well, clearly not that long. That they're trying, and now they're pushing so hard to get this thing out there, get it released, because he's got to be a credible source. He was inside, and there would be no financial or any otherwise gain for him at this point after being basically kicked out of his own party. There's no way. I mean,
Come on.
It's like we're watching a bunch of fucking kids, man.
Preschoolers.
Like the good news about
But
it,
they're all 80.
That's what I'm saying. That's the good news. When you look at
80-year-old preschoolers.
when you look at the list in 15 years, 80% of them are going to be dead.
Hallelujah.
Moving on to the next fucking generation. The next generation that's going to make this country even fucking better.
All right.
I can't wait.
All right.
So,
well, I have one more update for you.
all right. Sorry.
TurboTax.
Did you try it?
I did it. Now, so you said you did it last year.
I did. I haven't done it yet this year.
Right. And that was your first time you'd used TurboTax in years.
And ever.
Ever. All right, so I think it's my first time using TurboTax as well. I probably checked it out and then withdrew and went over to Free Tax USA. Free Tax USA is something I used to use all the time. I might go back next year. I don't know if they offer a paid plan to, what would that be?
CYA.
Yeah, cover your ass plan. But I did use them for years, and it was easy, and I might check it out just to see. You can go to the edge and not jump if you don't like what you're doing. So I did the TurboTax. So there was one thing, and this is where I was a little bit confused. Of course, maybe it changed from last year to this year, but we have an HSA plan at work.
Yes.
And I'm assuming you're on it because it seemed to be the better plan through our medical. So for me to actually put that part in, it had to be a $40 bump to the deluxe, which it says this is the most popular. So right away I'm at $40. Then you get the $50 bump to cover your ass. So I'm at $90, and then to file your state and federal together, which maybe you didn't do this, maybe you let them come separately. It was another $40
Why would you file them together?
because you get your money faster. So
I know I didn't pay extra for that.
okay, so I could have not done that, but then they also charged me. It ended up being $170.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah. There was another $40 add-on, and I'm trying to remember what that was. I can't really remember. It might come to me here. Anyways, still huge deduction from H&R. Well, you don't want me to. Well, I already said it.
That's fine.
The block.
Any of them.
Because it was 300,
Double that.
300 at least.
Yeah.
At H&R Block.
Sure.
So, not disappointed with the 170.
I just, I don't know. I definitely don't pay extra to have my state and federal done together like that.
Okay. I didn't
And
have
the,
to do
the
that.
HSA thing, I know that wasn't on there last year because I've had that same plan that you have.
Well, I tried to do it all free.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where it told me I couldn't continue unless I moved to deluxe because doing my taxes, or what I had involved with my taxes.
Because you had an extra form that you had to turn in.
But I didn't even say, hey, I've got HSA. It just knew it.
Because of your W-2.
Because of my W-2.
Did you have your W-2 brought in automatically, or you just had to fill out everything on your
filled
W-2?
everything out.
Yeah.
So, not a big deal. Even if it had only been $90, still happy.
Still $50. If you're going to do your own taxes, I still advocate for it. Pay the $50. Get your ass covered.
No. I'm not. I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah.
I wasn't upset. I mean, I kind of had it in the back of my mind. I'm not going to get away with this for just $50. But whatever. It was, like I said, 170. Still a better deal than H&R Block and
Sure.
the other big one. So
Yeah.
in the end,
I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to sound stupid, but the one thing I worry that I'm missing stuff sometimes.
well, because you're punching it in yourself.
Yeah, but I worry that I'm missing stuff that I'm not maximizing my return sometimes.
Maybe.
That makes me a little bit nervous. I know that there's other shit I should be writing off, but at the end of the day, to get it done, if I end up giving the government an extra fucking $300, whatever, I'll fucking.
And I did get one of those. Your return has been rejected, and I'm like,
Oh, really?
this is the worst mistake of my life listening to Jake. And then, so I submitted it on Sunday. So I'm like, I'm going to get the jump on this. So on Tuesday, said it had been, I'm like, well, I only lost 2 days. Not a big deal. So I get on there. Here, I assume I did it, but
No way you did it.
no way I fucked it up, right?
No fucking
But
chance.
it was my birth date. Instead of 07/22/75, it said 01/22/75, and I'm like, I guess it looks like a 7, but I fixed it and everything was fine. Then I got to quickly, half an hour later, everything's been accepted. I'm like, good, get it done.
Yeah.
Bring me my bank vault.
Done for the year, right?
So now here's my question. So what do you do for city?
For city, I just go down and do it myself.
You just go down to the
Just-
local? Because we used to do that for years, but
We just take our W-2s and shit
H&R
literally down
Block
there.
has been taking care of this for years.
But they fucked ours up for years because the problem is that I live and work here. My wife doesn't. She works in Medina, to where they fuck it up every time we touch it. The one year they tried to tell us that the city owed us $400. I'm like, we didn't pay the city $400. It's local tax. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Well,
Where you're like, well, we don't really know. I'm like, you can't fucking charge me for that then.
Yeah. I owe this city because I work in a different town than I live, and the town that I work doesn't take enough out.
You're saying that
No, it's a lot. It's like $300.
they take
Barberton takes out more.
they take more income tax out of your.
They take out more tax
That's
than
wrong.
Wadsworth pulls out. So
That's a bunch of malarkey.
that's a lot, though, for a year.
It is. It's ridiculous.
But I think I also get penalized because I don't pay the quarterly thing.
What quarterly thing?
You can pay your city taxes quarterly.
Yeah, I don't fucking do that either.
Yeah,
I do it once a year.
me too.
Fuck it.
I'd rather do it once a year.
Yeah, it's easy.
So anyways, I guess I'm going downtown to file my taxes like I used to. I used to do that all the time.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
But ever since the block's been involved, they just take care of it. And they haven't fucked it up because it's the same fucking thing every year.
Well, you're a guy that's not afraid to cut the cord or switch it up a little bit if it saves you a few bucks. So for $150 or $175 that it sounds like you saved, it sounds
Hey,
like
it means
like
I get
was
to
worth
go
it.
out to dinner a couple extra times.
Yeah, you do.
Bam!
A little more Redboxing.
You want a fucking Redbox.
Man,
Let's go.
Why you gotta get all angry and shit at me?
I don't know. Let's turn this shit off.
Wrapping this shit up for tonight.
Oh, I was expecting something else. This is good. All right, so what do we got?
So the last thing to finish tonight, as always, clearly some of the people on the list could have used it tonight. Maybe some of the people in Congress could use this
yeah,
helpline.
get some mental health.
That's right. Stay up on your mental health. Anybody that needs it, make sure they get the help. If it's you that needs it, please reach out. Give somebody a call, 1-800-662-4357. Alcohol, domestic abuse, substance abuse, whatever it is. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself and each other.
Absolutely. If you feel like hurting yourself or hurting others, please make the call.
That's right. And enjoy Ethan Meeks on the way out.
That's right.
That's all we got. Have a good one.
Pip, pip.
Cheerio.